Hey guys, it's Omar's UB. Welcome back to my channel. I've been doing a little bit of comedy videos for the past few weeks just to keep people in good spirits. I was kind of stumped about what to do today. One thing I do sometimes when I'm just stumped or if I'm just bored is that I will take a drive. I usually kind of like to focus on random things and random topics. About 30 to 40 minutes in, I'll get an idea or I'll just get hungry and I'll go get food. I was thinking about when I watched Moonlight. There was a scene in Moonlight that really, it made me cry. The whole movie just made me bawl like a little child. There's a scene in Sharon's childhood, I think it was the very end of Act 1, when he was talking with Juan about the F word and if he is the F word. I had to stop watching the movie for about 5 minutes and collect myself because it just hit me super duper hard. That's the topic of discussion I want to talk about today, is the F word. And as a black gay male, I've heard the F word thrown around my house. It's been used a lot through my childhood. I've heard people in my family say it. I've heard friends say it. But as a child, I've heard it thrown at me as an insult, and it was pretty jarring. It shaped me as a person, and it really had an effect on how I viewed my sexuality when I was younger. I'll go back to Moonlight. At the very end of Act 1 about Sharon's childhood, you get inklings that Sharon is gay. He's stumbling through childhood and adolescence, and he's trying to find himself. He's basically growing up in the ghettos of Miami in a very, very homophobic environment. He ends up befriending Juan, who takes him in and becomes a father figure for him. Even though he's a drug dealer, he's a very positive force in the movie. And he basically tells him that who he is and who he's attracted to, he shouldn't be ashamed of. I wish I had a Juan in my childhood. It would have made me feel a lot better. It made me feel a lot more at peace with my sexuality. Not to get super personal, Sharon's relationship with his mother, I kind of had that relationship with someone in my family growing up. It hit home so bad. That messed me up. But the scene with the F word, it tapped into my heart, and it just broke me. It made me cry. I had that exact same moment as a kid, but I didn't necessarily have someone to talk to about it. I had a moment where probably when I was maybe 9 or 10, I've never spoken about this either. When I heard that word, and I heard it before obviously, but I really realized the true meaning of that word and the ugliness and the hate that it carries. And I realized, hey, you kind of like guys? So does that make you the F word? And I wish I had someone to talk to about it, because knowing the ugliness and knowing the hatred and the terrible, terrible connotation that's associated with that word, I didn't want to be anything like that. I didn't want to be the F word. I didn't want that to be put on me. It was hard. That was a hard moment. And it just that movie, Moonlight, just took me so deep into my childhood, and it messed me up. It was a great film. It's a beautiful film, but it really messed me up. I kept thinking about that movie the whole night after I watched it. It blew me away. It was beautiful, but it really destroyed me in the best way possible. As you guys know, I was in a class until 2015. I just remember the F word is something that in my childhood I heard. I never really heard that much as an adult. As I grew up, I distanced myself from that word, and I thought it was terrible. I just remember this. I didn't mention this in my coming out story. Originally, I wanted to have the coming out talk with my mom around Thanksgiving of 2015. I knew it was time, the point where it was just boiling over and I needed someone to talk to about it. I wanted to have a conversation with her. Some people in my family were talking about this guy who happened to be either gay or bisexual. I couldn't remember. To describe him, they called him the F word. I just remember that moment. I was sitting there having a drink. There was that proverbial record scratch, and just everything went silent, and that's the only thing I heard. It scared the shit out of me. It really terrified me, because at that time I thought my family was probably getting to the point where they were more accepting about it, and hearing that just brought me back to that 10-year-old in my room freaking out thinking that he's gay. It brought me back to my teenage years, putting myself through so much torture and anguish just because of this one little small detail about myself. At that point I was I don't think I'm coming out for a while. And then a couple weeks later, I just remember talking to my friend, and I would never forget this moment when I came out to her. I remember telling her is that I wanted to come out to my mom, but they used the F word, and I wanted to, and I'm not trying not to cry when I say this, but I was like, I'm that. That's me. That's me. How come she have so much hate and disdain for someone based off that small little detail of themselves that doesn't even really matter in the long run, when you have someone in your family who's just like that? There's a conversation I want to have with reclaiming the word. I do know a lot of gay men who use the word, and they use it as a way to reclaim the power. These are people who were called the F word. They were teased, they were abused, they were beaten, and they're taking this ugly word and flipping it on his head and saying, I'm going to take power back from this. You're not going to use this to discriminate against me. You're not going to use this to victimize me. I'm going to use this to reclaim some power within myself. I said it's how I kind of use the N word. I know I use it in a way where I kind of throw it around here and there. I'm more comfortable with reclaiming that word. I don't use the F word. And it is me being kind of selective, I guess. I'm woke, but there's moments that I have problematic moments. I don't have necessarily a problem with a gay person saying it, but I don't use it personally because I know the ugliness that it held, and I never want to go back to feeling the way that it did. I don't want to revisit that. I don't want to feel those feelings anymore. I've worked so hard to get past that and to really learn to love myself and accept myself for who I am. And I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go back to feeling that way again. I know I have a lot of followers who happen to be gay out there, and I want to know, do you guys use the F word? How did you feel when you first heard the F word? Was it something that was jarring? Was it something that you didn't understand, like me at first? Do you live in an environment where that's still being thrown around? I'll be very honest. I think my family has came a little bit a long way. They don't necessarily talk to me about my sexuality, but a lot of close people don't use that word around me, and they know because I'm clearly gay as hell, but doesn't necessarily mean that they understand the pain that's associated with that word. If they're not using it towards me or around me, they're still using it. I do find that very problematic and unfortunate. How do you guys feel about the F word? I really want to open this up as an open forum. Make sure to follow me on my social media links below. It is Snapchat, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I have over 1,000 subscribers. I don't know how it happened. It just happened, and I freaked the fuck out. My channel is kind of growing very fast. It's growing to the point where people are noticing me and are really happy and are really proud of my content. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, clicking that like button, watching my videos, spreading my videos, and really appreciating the content that I put out. It really makes my day. I will be doing my Q&A probably not next week, but probably in 2 weeks. I want to give you guys enough time to leave questions, so you guys can leave questions on this video. I'll make a video next week where you guys can leave questions on. No topic is off limits. You can be funny, you can be personal, you can get sexual. I will dive right in and answer it completely honestly, because I owe that to you guys. I'm very transparent online. I'm very frank, and I want to be like that until the day that I decide to stop doing YouTube, which is gonna probably be very far from now. I remember I did the RuPaul's Drag Race video as like a tester video about me uploading twice in a week. I will be uploading twice in a week starting March 24th. Yes, I will. I'll be uploading RuPaul's Drag Race reviews on Sunday. I'll be uploading videos like this on Thursday. And if that's super popular, I may do another show that you guys want me to review. I don't know. Or maybe do music reviews or video game reviews or something like that. Thank you guys so much for watching my content. Thanks so much for watching this video. And thank you guys so much for subscribing. You guys mean the world to me, and I would not be doing this without you. It's Omar. I'll see you later. Bye. Sis, how the fuck do you not believe in germs?